Going live. We're live, Rodney. A bit
Oh, we're
late,
live.
but we're here.
Hello, everyone. We're here.
Hi,
How are you?
everyone. We're live. I sent a tweet out, so hopefully people.
Yeah, I'll get on that. We'll get on that. We'll get on that.
Yeah. So, Rodney,
Yeah.
talk to me. You went to Palace.
Yeah,
I went to
I know.
Sheffield. How was it?
I took Palace, right? I'll be honest with you. Nice little ground.
Yeah,
They play on a 4G pitch. Was quite for me. I thought to myself, I'm not sure. Being a football purist, you always want to play with grass. But considering the weather, it meant that they were able to play their game. In terms of the game itself, Durham looked like a really steady outfit. They took control of that game from the very first minute. They were in total control. Crystal Palace couldn't really string 5 passes together. I don't know what was on with them, whether it was the weather, whether it was the moving towards Christmas and they were not focused. But Durham looked like they could pose problems at any point in the game. They were a constant threat. I mean, their 2 centre-backs seemed really composed. They shut down everything that was coming their way. These girls put their foot in. They were, for me, deserving of the 3-0 lead at halftime. And honestly, I actually kind of recorded a little video, and I actually said that Crystal Palace, they needed a good stiff drink. They needed some kind of spirit, because it was a dire performance in the first half, and I would be surprised if their manager didn't think otherwise. What I would say, from a fan's point of view, standing pitch side, there was a lack of atmosphere.
Yeah. Palace, I'm surprised at that, because we went down to Palace, but when we went, we were giving it back, so maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, there were a few fans there. There were a few fans that were actually from the men's team, but not many. But what I will say is that when the Palace team were attacking the Durham end, when they switched, and the decisions were going towards the Durham, you could hear the fans commenting, pretty much saying certain things about the referee being a little bit biased. But it's what you expect from Palace fans, because that in terms of the men's game, their support is well known, renowned. They're the loudest. They sing constantly. But for the women's, probably an off day. I'd say probably it's due to the weather, it being too cold, but probably people busy Christmas shopping. I don't know, whatever. So but the game ended 4-1. So second half,
good side.
Yeah, I'd say. Well, they definitely were stronger in the second half. Palace, they were more controlled. They were more thoughtful in their passing. They caused the 2 centre backs, who were really strong in the first half, some concern. But poor decision by the goalkeeper. Ball came across and mistimed the tackle, and it was a penalty. And literally about 2 or 3 minutes from the end, they score a 4th, which kind of takes the edge off the performance for Palace in the second half. But overall, a good game to watch. For me as a neutral, I was determined to go and watch some live football, and I didn't want.
Because Birmingham got cancelled.
I didn't realise. I didn't even realise you were cancelled.
Ended up going to Sheffield versus Leicester. Amy Palmer scored a wonder goal. But Katie Wilkinson, Rhino, we call her, hat trick, and it was like a bit like watching United. Reid was on the left, and she whipped this ball in, and Wilkinson just dived on it, but it was like a bullet header into the back of the net, and it was just, she wears 9 for them, and it was good to see. It's like, that's what we want to see. We need a number 9 bullet headers. Steph can score them, but unfortunately she's not had that chance down the middle of that. But let's not go on to that, because we always talk about that. Palmer doing good things out there. I think she's got 6 assists, 4 goals. That's what you need. You're not playing the game. You got to get out there. You got to be making waves on loan, and that's what she's doing.
Yeah, that's good for her.
The other ones that didn't, but now, Ebony Salmon's got 5 goals, so our young ones are doing well, even though Salmon's gone, but they're still doing well.
Yeah.
But obviously, young ones, LJ, talk to me. What do you think when you saw that?
What, the contract?
3-year deal, I've heard.
3-year deal. Well, to be honest, I saw the initial tweet and I was in jest, toying with the idea that she might go away. I'm really happy. I'm happy that she's well, not so much she signed the contract. I'm happy that Manchester United women have seen the good enough sense to sign this girl down to a long-term deal. You can't do 12 months with this player. She's going to develop into a world-class England international. I'm not talking about your under 19s or your under 21s. I'm talking about the first team. When I first met you, literally over a year ago now, we bumped in on that channel, and I'd seen Lauren, and I just couldn't believe what I saw with this girl and her attributes in terms of being on the ball. She's going to get better and better. People think that she's good now. Wait until she's 2 years down in Women's Super League experience, and she will just literally go on to bigger and better things. So signing her for 3 years, smart move.
But the thing is, what am I thinking? I mean, I know it's the women's game. 3 years is a long time. I think it's too short. Rodney.
No.
But listen, it's not. It's a good deal. 3 years is long, so I'm happy that we've got her for that long. But this girl is going to go on to bigger and better things, and not than us, but she's just getting better and better and better, and we need to have her for a long time. And there's people out here, big suitors after her. There's talk of Leon, talk of big NWSL clubs. We're actively pursuing it, I believe, and if we're not up there, like my guy Christian just put, harder 2021. 2021. That's the levels that we need to be moving in, because she's saying we're ambitious, and I think she's 18, so it is ambitious what we're doing, but we need to be moving in them elite levels to be keeping Lauren.
Right, okay, for her to be moving in those levels, and it's not to say that she won't get there, she needs to be consistently playing football on a platform that people can see worldwide. For me, signing a 3-year deal is not a bad thing. You have to look at it from both sides. From the club, it's good. The club, the men's game try to sign players for long periods. I would say that considering who her advisors are now, because she's part of the Rock Nation family, they will say you don't need to do long. No one needs to do long deals now in football. No one. Anyone that signs me, for me, the way that your career can change so quickly, you don't need to do 5 years. You can do 3 years and then see where the land lay in terms of what do you want to do for your career. Everyone will probably say the WSL is the best league. It may be in the eyes of everyone who's in this country. It may not be the same for fans who look at football in France or Germany or in North America. They see their leagues as being the best. And there's nothing to say that Lauren spends the full 3 years. She then decides to go and experience life in another country while she's 23, slightly older, goes away for a year, 2 years, comes back when she's at the peak of her powers, back to Man. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't see her staying at Manchester United forever and a day. What I do see is her developing into to being one of the top players that people around the world will talk about, and people are already talking about her here, but I mean around the world. She's up there. And if we go back to the World Cup, when we look at the England team and say what was missing, what could they have done with, where was the flair? You can have, Guns and Roses attack where it's all heavy metal thrash. You need a little bit of nuanced approach. You need a bit of style. You need a little bit of flair. Lauren has that in buckets. She has that. So
well, this is where me and you differ, Rods. Well, I don't want to go anywhere else. I wanted to stay here. I wanted to win everything here. For example, the way I look at it, my guy here. Well, where is it?
Yeah.
There, behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he went and did this and that. So I think, what a heart, Jane Doe, her heart sign of 3 years, her heart sign a lifetime. And I feel that connection with me and Lauren. She was actually talking of the game that we're going to talk about, Birmingham.
Yeah.
She came out. I had to speak to her. I wanted her to do a little video for a little.
Yeah, I saw that. Very nice touch.
Yeah, very nice video. But that was it. I was done. I'd seen everyone. I was about to go home. Natalie. I'm like, what, Lauren? Wait for me. Because there was loads of little kids around. So she signed all these pictures for these little kids. Took all the pictures. I'm waiting, Lauren. Don't worry. Natalie, wait. You're gonna wait. And I'm like, I'm waiting. And Deborah will vouch for this. This is how it went down. When I'm waiting, and she come over, hugs, clasp hands, all this, and she just went, "Did you see it? Did you see that back heel?" And that was it. Oh, that back heel was sick. No, I didn't even that. I remember seeing that back heel and just being like, "Wow." Yeah. Then he went to Lizzie. He went to Tooney. It went. Did you see that goal, Rodney? That third goal?
Of course, I did. Yeah. It was the little glance over the shoulder, like
yeah.
You know, it was, and the thing is, the signal was there. I don't think the players were really paying attention to what she was doing because she was looking. I'm thinking, well, I know what she's going to do. She's just waiting for the runner to turn up, and she's just going to, you know. But you've got to have the awareness to do that. 2, you need the confidence. But 3, also, you need the ability. So you have to have all 3 things. And she definitely has. She definitely has all of those. You know how much I like her. You know how much I like her. And as far as I'm concerned, I gave her when we spoke the first time, and I haven't spoken to her since then, I kind of asked her a question, and she gave me an answer, and I said, I'm giving you 2 years. I gave her a 2-year deadline for something. Yeah. I believe she's on course to make that deadline probably 3 months before it ends. She'll know what what I'm talking about. She'll definitely know, because her style of football is definitely needed in the women's game, and she offers something different that none of them actually have. Obviously, there are elements to her game that she's going to have to develop and improve on, and she will know this herself. You know what I mean? She's a footballer. She wants to improve. So yeah, I'm happy. But like I said to you, I know what you're saying. You want her to stay there forever. For me, I'm slightly more realistic in terms of what is it? Women's football will not take the same path as men's football, where they sign lengthy contracts. Women will look at the game and say, right, where do I need to be at this point in time in my life? What do I want to do in terms of career? What part of the world do I want to live in terms of experience? And map their life out like that, instead of just saying, I'm going to stay here forever. It's not going to be like that. So
what I will say,
shattering your dreams.
What I will say though about that is, I think we can do it differently. And I know that's sort of setting a big thing down, because we all know Alex left. I'm going to go back there, right? And she left to experience a new thing, to get trophies, to experience Champions League. And she's even said it herself. There's rumours coming out now that she wants to come back. But the feeling isn't mutual. Because then I've heard people then say, well, Casey said you left, that's it. You didn't trust in us, you didn't believe in us, you didn't want to be here, you didn't this, that, and the other. And she can't come back. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, I would say that, for me, what I would say is I would always take that there are 2 sides to a story.
Yeah.
So the club will spin it in a way that puts them in good light, because they knew, and you remember how we reacted when the news that Alex was going, and it was like days before the season was going to start, and no indication at all. So to then come out afterwards and say that she wanted to go and experience it, that's fine. That's not a problem. If she wants to come back, that's not a problem. But I am under no illusion with regards to Lauren, or if it was Millie, I'm going to throw that out there, or if it was Leah,
need to
if it was.
shut your mouth.
No, I'm being serious, you know. Or
No,
did you know you have
these are Manx, these girls.
Yeah, no, you have to be honest though. You have to actually look at it and say, as much as
Listen,
Manchester United are at a certain point,
I'd love to see United. I'd love to see her stay for the rest of her career, LJ now. But we need to prove her as ambitious, and I think that's the thing now. We're starting up, and Lauren's starting up at the same time, and Lauren's going to want to win things, whereas people like Alex probably thought this is my only chance. Whereas in a couple of years' time, where are we going to be? That's where we need to show. Because I think the signings that we made, we're ambitious. We're ambitious. Jackie Cronin was ambitious, but it was a first-year ambition. You know what I mean? But it wasn't like Pearline Harder and, not who's the other one? Emily Henry.
Yeah.
And all those that play for Hedderberg. It's not that level. But
that level is a different level. It's a different level.
That's the level that as fans, that we should be moving in. Not now, but we should be moving in those levels.
Right. For you to move in those levels, first you have to win trophies on a domestic level to attract those Manchester United, and this is not just about the women, the name cannot live off of the memories of yesteryear. That's what the men are currently doing. The women, even though they play under the umbrella of Manchester United, have to create their own history. They're not relying on the history of Cantona or Ronaldo or any of those people. They are creating their own history. So that's why I'm saying to you, if Alex wants to come back, I don't see a problem with her coming back. If Lauren says after 3 years that she wants to go and experience something and then come back, I don't see. The women's game doesn't have to mirror the men's game. It doesn't. And for me, I know that when I go to watch the women's game, I have to leave that kind of fan mentality around the men where if you leave, you should never leave it where it is. These girls are playing for the club right now. If they go away, imagine if Lauren went away and she played football with Amadine Henry and came back as a better player. And she went and played. And imagine if Man United didn't get Harder and she went and played with Harder and she became a better player. And she went and played with Hedegaard and she became a better player. Imagine if she went to Barcelona for a year or 2 years and came back a better player. Would Man United fans be complaining? Wouldn't complain. Wouldn't complain.
I think this is the level that we need to be. We need to be. Hey, I know yes,
yes.
My guy.
Boo, boo, boo.
Yeah, in the rain.
I'm not bringing it. I'm bringing common sense, Jane.
We are gonna be. This is, that's what makes it. So we are gonna be. We need to be. I know you're saying this, that, and the other, but the Man United name brings with it success, and the Man United name should be in Champions League. And it's not going to be this year, but it needs to be there eventually. The men should be there now, but the men are failing. Yeah? The women's name, that name needs to be up there like that. Whether this or that, what they did in the past, Manchester United, the class that comes with that badge has to be up there with the best. End of. There's no this, women, that. No, Man United, period. Has to be up.
Well, okay. So I'm looking at Jane's comment, which has made me laugh. I'm not bringing the rain, Jane. Behave yourself. Well, then, if it's Manchester United have to bring that class, are we expecting as fans for the club to go down the route of we've got to buy star players, or are we expecting Casey and her team to develop players?
Man United always develop players, and we are developing players. Lauren, key point. But even Millie, even Zellum coming back, we have a grade A academy, men and women. Maz is coming through now. Rebecca May, Poppy Lorison.
Yeah.
There's class in that team, and they're going to come through. Charlotte Newsham. They're all going to come through, big players. Maria Edwards, Maz.
She's the one.
She's the one. I call her the next LJ.
No pressure.
No pressure. No pressure.
No pressure.
When I watch her play, that's it. And, you know, people left because they thought it was going to be better. And it probably is better currently, but in a couple of years, that's where we'll be. That's where I expect us to be. And that's the way that they're talking, like they want to be there. So
yeah, you've got to look at
themselves that target.
Yeah, you've got to look at the age difference between individuals like Lauren, Millie, and Alex, and for example, Lucy Bronze. They're mid-20s, 27, 28. For them, they're thinking it's now or never. So they've taken the decision. For me and you as fans, we can say in a couple of years. For them, they're not saying in a couple of years. No, a couple of years is too long. We need it to be now, within the next 12 months. That's what we need. I need to develop as a player and have something to show for it within the next 12 months. And that's why for me, if Alex were to say, oh, she'd like to come back, it wouldn't be a problem, because I could understand why she'd gone. You know, the age difference in terms of the football that men and women play, and in terms of the impact it has on the body, the injuries, the career lifespan, what's expected and not expected. You cannot put them both in the same bracket. It's very, very difficult. So, you know, for me,
we'll see, Rodney.
It's different. Sorry?
We'll see.
We'll see. Bring in the rain. Bring in the rain.
Bring the rain, mate. Bring the rain. Anyway, no. I love Rodney. He levels it out. But hey, no, I asked on Twitter before any questions, and she's even confirmed my little story, my little chat with Lauren, and how it went down, how I'm talking the truth. But Deborah, she said, what is been your favourite moment of the season so far? Jonathan put LJ scoring the first goal, the crowd. What's been your favourite moment so far, Rodney?
Do you know, actually, I would say my favourite moment would have to be watching Martha play at left back when she'd missed the first couple of games. That for me, yeah, because we were expecting not necessarily a difficult game in terms of Spurs, because the team have played them before, but for her to play at left back, you know, and come in cold. Sorry?
She's made that position her own.
Yeah, she has. So for me, it's not a moment. I'd say it would be the performance of her, of that game for her. That for me was the thing that stood out. I was thinking, ooh, she's playing left back. Not sure, but she really handled the attacking prowess, should I say, of the Spurs attack that day. And that's the thing that has stood out for me the most this season, because you would never have expected it from her.
No, not playing left back. And I mean,
not a left back. No, not a left back. No way.
You're left back now, and she went, no, I'm a right back, but I'm playing where I need to be. And I think she's really set it out. Even West Ham, which was a really difficult game for us, and you know, Alicia was running her. I thought she still stayed solid, stopped a lot of crosses. You know, it showed that maybe we need some, like, a proper left back in there. Not like saying that she's not, but she's doing a good job.
No. I think that she's going to do really well. I'm going to start calling her Dennis Irwin-esque.
Calm down. Carl, he just said my moment. Carl Atherton, the Zelly free kick versus City. That we went into that game, and actually I saw Zellum the game before Spurs. I was speaking to her, and she was like, "What do you think about City? What do you think about City?" And I said, "Just put it on them. Stick it on them. Get in amongst the face. Get physical, and we'll win." We've shown it the first game, because I think that was a really good moment. Very, very first game, them walking out their very first Super League game, even though it was in defeat.
Yeah.
You know, they showed that they can compete at this level. They weren't embarrassed. Mark, first switching from right back reminds me of Dennis Irwin. But no,
I told you, Dennis Irwin.
Zelly's free kick, and she put that ball down, because we were all over them. We were bossing them, and then we won that free kick. Right, here we go. Zellum, where have I seen this before? Millwall, last year, at home. She stepped up, bang, top corner. No chance from Ellie Roebuck. She aimed for that flag, and it was in the net. And then we just cruised it. And then I think Hansen on the right whipped in a ball, and Jess 2-0. United had just beaten City. Greatest moment. We're standing out from the rest.
Yeah.
And we're shining above. And I think we just done then. And I think there's a little video going around Casey saying, believe that you belong here. We have selected you. You belong here. And I think the first few games they didn't think, they thought, I think that's why Liverpool was such an edgy game, because, you know, they'd just been beaten by the two teams. Yeah, it was close, but then you come a game like Liverpool. You know, are we going to win this? We've not been winning. And I think that's what really stood out. And then beating City just was the moment so far for me.
Been beating City. Well, look, I don't get me wrong. All of the wins have been great, but I'm good. I have to put it on to Martha in terms of, for me, moment is performance in the Spurs game. That's But I'm going back to let me see. Jane says, challenge for you, Rodney. Say one thing ultra positive, just one. I wonder if that counts. Does that count? Yeah. Does it count, Jane? Let me know.
Yeah, Jane, let us know. Him praising up Martha and saying he's Dennis Irwin-esque. What does everyone else think? Dennis Irwin.
Dennis Irwin.
Really well. And Amy at right back. Yeah. You know, really, let's look at it. Alex left us, and it was Hayley Ladd's chip. Brilliant. Yeah. But Alex left us, like we've just said, the way she did, it was lastminute.com. A lot of us. Yeah. And I think that's probably why they're saying no.
Get my coat. Do you know what I mean? Get my coat.
Getting sent off. That was fantastic as well. I think that whole game for me was fantastic.
Yeah. It was indeed.
No, we didn't really have we had Martha at right back, but she was injured. It was Smithy. Yeah. Hayley Ladd had to drop in there at right back. Yeah. We're all at 6s and 7s with fullbacks, weren't we really?
Yeah. It was a
Amy then made that position her own at the right back. And then Martha just came in at left back. And it's just
it's clicked.
It has.
It's clicked. It's really clicked. I saw the tweet that was sent out about who's been the best player in certain positions, and I couldn't help but be a little bit cheeky, but also serious when it was like, who's the best? And I just kept saying Hayley Ladd.
Yeah.
Hayley Ladd. For me, she's two players in one.
Yeah, she is amazing.
She's two players in one.
The Birmingham poll, you know, when they all won the Ballon d'Or came out. Yeah. Alex won it, but it's coming out again this season. So everyone, Hayley's winning the poll so far.
Easy.
But go in there, vote. You know, this is just the first of 4.
Yeah.
Go on the Birmingham Twitter, vote. It's Hayley. I think it's even Martha.
Is it Martha?
Mary and Jane Ross, all in one poll currently. Quarterfinals are calling it.
Yeah, quarterfinals. Yeah.
And whoever wins that goes into the final.
I voted.
4 polls. You voted?
Yeah, I voted. Obviously.
Tell us who you voted for.
I voted for Hayley.
Not Martha.
No, Martha got praised now, but Hayley for me is.
Hayley.
Yeah.
Got my vote. Well, I mean,
Hayley got my vote. Yeah.
Hayley and Mary. I think Mary's sort of dropped off, but she's won us a lot of points, and not to be. Mary basically kept our arse in it versus Arsenal as well.
Yeah.
She kept our arse in it versus Spurs, Reading. Well, you know, Mary's kept our arse in it. We've been helping her out a bit recently, but you know, Mary's been up there as top performer for me.
Yeah, she's been good. To be honest, they've all played well. You know, we are. I mean, we obviously we criticise in terms of the game performances.
And this is what really annoys me as well about Emma Hayes has come out today and apologised.
What did you say? What did you call her? Mama Hayes.
Mama Hayes crying. Mama Hayes crying. No. But Emma Hayes today come out. Jane, I never said anything. Oh, Hayley and a flag. No, I said Zella aimed towards a flag, but Hayley's got her flag. There's a picture coming soon. Big pictures. But anyway, Emma Hayes has come out and said, no, the pitch isn't good enough. Liverpool don't look at the pitch. Actually, is a League One pitch, so the pitch is good enough. But what she said about Liverpool supporting their team is true. They don't support them, and that's why they're second bottom now of the league. I feel like people can't say these things. You need to be able to say this kind of thing, and it's like people are saying as well about Steph. Oh, Steph, she didn't mean it like that. No, she meant it. Right? Have you heard the comments?
I've read them.
Read them.
I've seen.
Not good enough. Let's not beat around the bush. It's not good enough. I break my neck to watch women's football because I love it, and I love it because they love it, and that's why a lot of people say love it because they're so passionate for it. They're not rolling around on the floor. They're not doing this. They love the fans. There's that interaction, and for her to then go, "Oh, well, I'd rather watch Champions League."
I'm laughing because there are a lot of people that actually would have the same point of view for men's football. They would rather watch the Champions League than watch some of men's football. They would rather watch the league. I think what's difficult for some fans to kind of consider when it came to the comments from Steph is that she's at the top end of her game. She's been playing football for a very long time. She probably played football when not many people, or the likes of me, wasn't watching the Lionesses. You know, I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big follower of England football. You know, I'm a club football person, and which is why, I mean, I took myself to watch Crystal Palace Durham. You know, for me, I thought, oh, I'm going to watch a game of football live. Would I go? I mean, you guys have asked me to go to Wembley to watch the Lionesses, and I've kind of ummed and ahed and like don't like the stadium. So it's not that I don't want to watch women's football, but I chose not to go because of the stadium and the acoustics and my experience. If she says that she doesn't watch women's football, I wouldn't say it's the end of the world, because there are professional footballers in the men's game who have openly said, I hate football, but I'm only doing it for the money. You know, if
what those comments kind of do, they isolate people, and that's what I think she's done. She's saying, I'm not breaking my back to watch women's football, but then 11 million people broke their backs to watch it.
Yeah.
What about all them people who went out there to France? That wasn't a cheap trip. You know what I mean?
I didn't even make it.
She's isolating those people by saying the things that, because I get hate back, no one cares. No one cares. Why are you tweeting this? No one cares. So when people say no one cares about women's football, 11 people are watching, then she goes, I'm not even bothered myself.
Yeah. Well,
look, you're the captain of your country, 11 million people, and you're isolating those people. Not all of them, don't get me wrong, but I think she could have picked her words wiser, and I think it's no one will say anything because we'll all forget it'll be brushed under the carpet. But you know, I just think she needs to. If that was in the men's game and the captain of England had come out and said something like that, there would be more hoo-ha about it. Let's just say.
Yeah, probably there would be more of a hoo-ha. The difficulty is that the women's game is probably still growing, and people are trying to go out of their way to promote it more. So, I mean, I'm grateful that there is more avenues to watch women's football than there has been previously. That's the thing that's been the killer for me, is because the platforms have had the opportunity to show women's football more frequently and for many, many years, and they haven't chosen to do it. So I mean, literally, as I said, Crystal Palace Durham yesterday, just over 200 people again. That game was streamed on the FA Player. It's not a problem, you know, it was only 200 fans, but the fans, irrelevant, you know. The fact that people were there, irrelevant. The fact that it was actually open on a platform that people could watch it, best thing since sliced bread. Because you could have been anywhere and said, you know what, I can't get to my team, like you guys couldn't get to watch the game. And imagine if you couldn't get to go and watch another game and you said, you know what, let's watch the game on the player. Let's do that. That's the bit that's the most important. So I can understand what you're saying about the comment. Could have chosen her words probably in a different light, but you know, the most important thing is that people go and watch the game and they're not going to be put off because of what she said.
I hope so, because you know, I'll break my back for them girls always, but I'll even break my back for the Sheffield girls.
Well,
But
I see.
she could have said that.
Yeah.
You know, but she didn't. She chose to think about the paper, in my opinion. But everyone's got to make the paper, mate. Everyone's got to make it. Jane, what did Hayley say about her? I just read it back. Hayley loves a flag. She says, thanks for everyone. Like I said, there's going to be some good things dropping. You'll see how much she loved the flag. But
are you sure that Jane is saying she loved the flag?
The flag.
The flag.
She loved it. Trust me. But I've had a question as well here.
Yeah.
Liam Hansbury on Twitter. We've seen players hit form. Who's improved from last season, and who's your standout player? And is there anyone that you'd like to see have a run, or you think will break through into the first team?
Oh well, I think Williams might get close from the development in terms of breaking through. Yeah. Could be. Standout. There's more than one question there. Standout player.
Yeah.
God. I mean, we've already gushed about Lauren and said that she's great. I bigged up Martha. See, Jane, that's two things. I've said that Hayley Ladd is two players in one, so that's definitely. I'm expecting. Do you know it's to say who's improved most is almost too easy a question. I would say that watching the girls play in the WSL, you are now seeing the true potential of players. It's not so much who's you know, and I'm looking at Millie Turner. Yeah. I'm looking at Amy at right back. Martha, do you know, you see them, you just think, okay, you're all doing well. Leah, just terrorizing people on the wing.
The thing is, with Leah, with the ones that you're saying, I saw it from the day.
Yeah.
This time last year, I was saying to Leah, it's your year next year. And that was her coming on versus Everton, getting injured, not playing versus West Ham, and then coming back, then getting injured again, and then that Arsenal game, and I said, and that was in January. I said, you're different levels, you. But the one, I'm going to answer Liam's question, who's improved the most? And you won't even guess. I'll give you one guess. Who do you think I'm going to say?
Do you know, honestly, I'm not even sure.
You're not even sure?
No.
I know. I like the girl. I've always liked the girl. She's a good girl. Kirsty Hansen.
Okay, yeah.
She is standing out. She is on fire. She is bombing down that wing. She got that assist versus City. Yes. She got the goal versus Reading. She got Player of the Month. And I always liked her, but I just thought, and she'd even admit, even Casey says, you know, the first half of the season she did really well, but then she had uni and she dropped off, and then we didn't see her for it. And I always liked her. I thought she was good, but I thought, you know, that's it. She's just good. This girl is different class.
It's fire.
It's really, really quality. And I think it's testament to herself. She stood out. She put in extra practice. She was just all about trying really hard. She knew she wasn't even the first choice going into the.
she is now.
You know what I mean? It was Leah on the left. She ain't getting past Leah. No one's getting past Leah. But she knew she wasn't first choice. But she still didn't matter. I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna do it. And when I get my chance, and she's got a chance, and she's just never let it go since. And I think games like Everton, when I saw her and we were on that terrace, and that first goal that Lauren scored, everyone's looking at Lauren's goal, but the way she hassled.
She literally
all the
created
time.
That chance.
Oh, easily. And it's just, she was a joy. And like I say, it's not saying that I didn't rate her. I just thought, it's like you say, we're seeing that level now. And I didn't. That's the one that I didn't see. That's the one that caught me by surprise, and she's fantastic.
Yeah, apologies, Miss Hansen.
I know. Sorry. I don't always get it right, man. Yeah. You heard me say it. You're gonna say Kirsty Hansen. Maybe she's a bit behind. I'm gonna say it.
Bit behind. Bit behind.
I knew. I'm happy for her.
You're happy for her. I'm going to ask you a question about next season. Well, I say next season, the second half of this season.
Yeah.
Right. Considering what you've seen so far, do you believe that the girls can make it into the top 3?
It's a big one. I think that's where we should be aiming. I think that's definitely where we should be aiming. And to be fair, the ones that I'm surprised about is Chelsea dropping a lot of points. I did not see that coming. I did not see that result. I did not see Liverpool getting a point against them. And I get it, they got some care coming, but she's not going to be easy for her straight off. And especially, if they're not creating chances, I'm not saying that they're not because I'm not watching these games that they're drawing, but if people like Liverpool and Brighton are scoring goals against them, taking points off them, it's not a good look. I think definitely we can be there. I think next year we'll definitely be up there. But I think next year we'll definitely be up there. Yeah. Christian is coming on with me, that's why. That's why he's saying something more positive. Some might say deluded, but we know the thing. Listen, we can definitely be up there. I just it might be a bit too soon. It might be a bit too soon. I think if the West Ham didn't happen, Rodney, I would have said yep. I would have been there
to be honest, the West Ham
big games now. Chelsea straight away.
Chelsea,
straight away.
Yeah. Obviously there's the Conti Cup game as well.
That's where we can do it, I think. Rodney, what is that about? How did City avoid them and get Sheffield?
Listen, warm balls.
Yes.
I put a question out in terms of the format of the competition, and for me, I don't understand why this competition has a group stage. Don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get
it. If it's a cup competition, roll up on the day, pay your 90 minutes, and winner takes all. Next. That's it.
You couldn't keep all. I don't know.
Well, the problem with I think for me, because the league is so small in terms of team numbers, like with every cup competition, if you get knocked out, you don't have to rely on who you're going to play next. And if your league opponents are playing, in a cup, then you have to wait for it. You have to wait. I see that's the issue in terms of the format. But as a group stage, it seems too, I don't know, so much one-sided in a sense. Some of the draws don't seem balanced, and you look at the draw and already everyone's going, yeah, we've got that one, we've got that one, we've got that one. And you just think, there's for me, I'm watching it, there's no excitement in that Conti Cup as a fan.
Well, what I will say is Liverpool got knocked out. Liverpool, the only side in basically is a 6, so it was Liverpool and 5 championship teams and 2 championship teams that got through. So there's no excitement. There is just you don't know where you're looking. You got to know where you're looking. When I went to that game, Sheffield, they beat Liverpool 3-2. It was the first. They hadn't played. It was the first game, I think. Yeah. And they just got the floor with them.
It's no good.
Yeah. I think City will beat Sheffield, but if Sheffield had got a Brighton like what we've got, it would have been tough. And I think they might have got through. Yeah. But like say, warm balls. They want to have the 4 big teams. It's a joke.
Yeah, that's for me. That's what it is. It's
City versus Arsenal or City versus Chelsea. If you're gonna have warm balls, warm them like that. Let's have Sheffield versus Brighton. Sheffield near the top, Brighton are near the bottom. Let's see how good these sides are. That's what you want to see. That would have made it exciting. Imagine if Sheffield were in the semi-final.
Yeah, that would have been fantastic. It would have been fantastic.
This is a part-time team. They've beaten full-time teams to get here. that would have been the underdog. People would have got behind that story.
Yeah, of course. Well, you not only got behind it, they would actually attended the final. They were able to get tickets. So, you know, it's interesting. I'm not going to be able to go, obviously, to the game, but I'm going to try and get to one of them.
You know what? Liverpool tickets are now on sale, 12th of January. Liverpool away.
Oh, well. What time? What time's the kickoff for that one?
I think 2. I think so. Don't hold me to it.
Gosh.
That's the kind of game that people need to be getting to.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure I'm going to get to. I need to sort out when I'm up. When I say up next, it's when I'm up in Manchester for the.
Oh, that's 12. That one.
The LSV home gig.
Park. That's the kind of game that people need to be getting to. So if you're local, that's the kind of game we'll be doing. I think you can get a train there. I don't know, but I'll be.
Yeah, you should be able to get. You should be able to get a train there. Right. Before I go, because I need to jog off and do another little thing. I was just looking at the comments. Your next, when United play next in terms of
the women.
League, yeah, the women, not the men.
Of January.
Yeah, the 6th of January.
The LSV.
Yeah.
Bristol.
You know, I'm going to ask you. Bristol are having a bit of a strange time.
I know.
Do you predict it to be an easy 3 points, or do you see that being a tough game? Post Christmas mince pie.
No, I see it being. I see it being. I don't know. It's one of them.
Yeah.
Might be a little bit of a brush the cobwebs out. Everything's going to be running fast. That's the thing. That's the thing.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm worried about that.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say that I'm worried about it in terms of post Christmas team. The team. Well, I believe that the team will probably go in feeling buoyed with the recent results, and you could rest a little bit on their laurels and coming back maybe a little bit harder than they expect in terms of a performance. But you never know.
I know, because when we were at that point with the West Ham, we were on the high. We'd just been winning, and that's what caught us.
Yeah. So I'm just the Christmas spirit in more ways than one.
Won't allow that. Not at home.
I don't even want to say.
That's the difference. Not at home. She won't allow that at home.
Well, we'll see.
I don't think away.
Yes.
Them being a bit at home, not when they're all about this is the fortress. This is this.
This is it. Right.
Yeah.
I've got to jump off. I've got to see you guys. Deborah, Matt.
I think I'm going to stay on a bit longer if you're about. I've got some more questions.
I can leave. I can leave. See you later, peeps. Yeah. Bye.
Hey. Can you leave? Oh, Rodney's gone. It's just me. It's just me now. But no, I had some more questions, guys. I'm just going to bat through a few. Put them out in the Twitter if you want it. Or on the chat. I had one from Christian who said, how are we going to get through these 3 weeks? It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be hard. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I think we'll all get through it. It'll be difficult. I've also had one from Deb, if she's still there, about who's my G and why is everyone my G? They're all my G because I'm their G. Charlie Devlin was the one who started it all. Started going, nah, my G. And it's just something that's picked up. If you look on their girls, the girls call each other G's. And I'm just one of them. I'm the 12th player. Carl is in there. Hiya, Carl. Do a few of you go down to away games together? Yeah, we all go down together, Carl. We've usually got a bus on. So we had a bus to Birmingham. Obviously, it got cancelled. the game. So obviously that bus, we have to take that. But everywhere we go, Carl, whether it's you know, Everton, we all went down on a train. Probably for this Liverpool one coming up, we're all going to go on trains. West Ham, we went on 2 buses. We do it all, Carl. So just hit us up. Hit us up, Barmy Army Travel. That's what it is on the Twitter. Or hit me up, Natalie_17. Or at Barmy Army MUWFC. That's where you'll see a lot of our stuff. But just hit me up, any social media, and I will get you on the bus, Carl. Matt, do you think we'll see any players in or out in January? Sadly, I think Molly will go. Sadly, I think the same. You know, obviously she's not had the minutes. She's getting a little bit of minutes in the Conti. Maybe we'll see her at Sheffield. Whether that's what Sheffield want, I don't know. Whether that's what Molly or Casey want, I don't know. It's not looking good, and she might go. I think someone like Izzy Christiansen, I don't think it'll be now in January, but she might be a good central midfielder to come in. Obviously, ex-Red, played in City. That's something that I know she's looking for a new challenge. Casey, sign her up. In terms of players coming in January, I've heard a lot of rumours about the Swedish striker, Jabini. I don't even know how you say her name. I don't know much about her. I've just heard that she turned down Birmingham, turned down Juventus, and it's gone quiet. And when it goes quiet, it's that badge they're coming for. They're coming for that badge. They're coming for the Barmy Army, which is behind this other shoulder. So look out for that one. Because I think, you know, let's not beat around the bush, guys. We're not being clinical enough. So if they're bringing in another striker, that'll definitely be good. I don't think I've got any more comments. I'm going to be on next week again with probably around a bit earlier with Christian, and we'll be bringing the propaganda. So we'll be diving deep into some of these transfer rumours, definitely. So if you've got any questions like that, let us know. Because it's all starting up now. So I'll be on Norway Reds. Hopefully he brings some of them on too. Not asking for a lot, but thanks guys for listening. I know it's a long one, but I appreciate your support. Like, share, subscribe, tell people about it. Jump on next week. Thanks guys.